I mean, did you see Taeyong's white fur coat? He looked super expensive and badass at the same time.
I'm saying I don't wanna come down from your love. We'll get lost together like we fly. Don't ever let me come down from your love. From your love. From your baby.
Hey guys, it's Bree here. If you're new here, welcome to my channel, and if you're a returning subscriber, hey, welcome back. In today's video, I will discuss episode 4 of Mnet Kingdom Legendary War. So, I'm specifically going to talk about the current ranking results from the last rounds of performances, and then I'll recap the 3 performances from this week's episode and rank them according to my personal opinion. So before we get into the video, here's a quick disclaimer. I'm just a multi-stan who loves Kingdom and watching all of the incredible groups involved compete. As far as the rankings, this video will just be based on my personal opinion. I'm not an expert, I just like to talk about K-pop, so please don't get offended if I like another group's performance more than your favorite group's performance. This video is just for fun, so keep that in mind. So with that out of the way, let's get right into the video, and make sure to hit the subscribe button for more Kingdom content. Before we get into today's video, I just want to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor. Clutebox is a K-pop subscription box sent straight to your door every 3 months. Clutebox currently has boxes for BTS, Blackpink, Twice, and EXO, but more boxes are coming soon. Each Clute box is packed with merch, photo cards from your bias, Korean snacks, keychains, posters, clothing, and even more. You can even pick your bias, so the Clute box is specifically customized to your favorite idol. So if you want to give Clute box a shot, make sure to check out my affiliate link in the comment section and description box and use my code BREE00. Now let's get right into the video. So at the beginning of episode 4, the judges revealed the current results from the last round of performances. ATEEZ won based on the judges and groups vote, which make up about 50% of their points. However, ATEEZ placed 3rd and 5th in streaming views and global fans votes, while Stray Kids won 1st in these 2 categories. Although these aren't the final results, and from what I understand, Mnet is still calculating the results and will finalize them next week, it looks like Stray Kids won the last round based on the global and fan votes, which make up about 50% of their points. As an ATEEZ, I was a little disappointed that ATEEZ ranked so low, especially in global voting, but I do know that their fan base may be smaller when compared to a group like Stray Kids, and to be honest, I think Stray Kids' performance last week was incredible too. However, I think I was the most surprised that the Boyz ranked last in global voting. I always felt that they had a lot of fans who were watching and voting, especially since they won Kingdom last year. I was also pleasantly surprised to see that SF9's fans came through for them, securing 2nd place in global votes, especially since I thought their performance from last week was amazing and they ranked very low in the judge and group voting category. But I guess I'll leave the rest of my thoughts until next week when the results are officially finalized. For this round of performances, the theme was Reborn. The groups were tasked with picking a group to swap songs with, and would have to rearrange a song of their choice from the group they were partnered with. Since ATEEZ ranked the highest in judge and group voting during the last round, they were able to pick first, and they chose to partner up with iKON. Next, Stray Kids picked B2B, and the Boyz were left with SF9. I just wanted to quickly comment on how cute the interactions between Stray Kids and B2B were. B2B seemed so happy to be selected by Stray Kids, and Changsup even joked that he has bad knees, referring to how acrobatic Stray Kids performances usually are. In this episode, SF9, the Boyz, and iKON performed, and the other 3 groups will perform in next week's episode. So now I'll get into ranking the performances from this week. So in 3rd place, I have SF9 with their cover of The Boyz' The Stealer. SF9 went with a really cool noir mafia movie theme in which the goal is to steal the kingdom crown and kill the other side's boss. First, I want to say that I loved the intro. All of the members were lined up facing off with their rival gang, and then they started fighting. You can really see that they practiced a lot and studied action films for this performance, and since many of the members are actually already actors, it worked really well. I also really liked the styling. They definitely looked like a gang of thieves or mafia members. I mean, did you see Taeyong's white fur coat? He looked super expensive and badass at the same time. Rowoon's scene in the beginning was also really cool. It seems like he was the leader of the gang here with his fancy suit and moving the chess pieces around. I thought the choreography for this performance was very good and engaging, and they even incorporated the use of guns and knives to fit with their gangster concept. I also liked the incorporation of fighting scenes, and the stage looked great. It's clear from this episode that all of the groups were able to have a proper stage budget and that the miscommunication with Mnet was worked out. But although the performance was amazing, I do have a few reasons why I ranked it third here. First, I personally wanted more from the arrangement of the Stealer. It did fit the noir film concept, but I just found the arrangement to be a little underwhelming when compared to other arrangements of songs we've seen in Kingdom. Another thing is the storyline. Although it was clear that SF9 was some type of gang trying to steal something and fighting with their rival gang, to me they didn't really make it clear what they were stealing until the end when the camera actually shows the crown. I think it would have been great if they could have incorporated the crown earlier on in the performance, just to make it more clear to the audience. Lastly, although I enjoyed the fight scenes, the gunplay, etc., I found some of the performance to be a little overwhelming and distracting with all of the acting and moving parts, if that makes sense. However, it was still a great performance like I mentioned earlier. It was just personally my least favorite in this episode.
I'm in love. Hey. I'm in love. 불편하고 단정실게 꽤 확실한 느낌이라 그려내고 그려내 그림자서 끝까지 선명한데 널 다시 마주와 날 바라볼게 Look it up, look it up Hey! 너 굳게라 너는 가위 누름 우린 돼지 꾸미 뒤로 돌아갈 순 없을 것 같아 널 모르던 날 마주친 후에 난
In second place, I have iKON with their arrangement of Inception. To be honest, I was really excited to see iKON get paired up with ATEEZ because I wanted to see them cover an ATEEZ song with their hip-hop inspired YG flair. So Bobby suggested doing Inception because he wanted to choose a less explosive song and make it explosive with iKON's signature flair, which I thought was a really cool idea. Since I'm an ATEEZ and I love Inception, I was really stoked to see iKON's take on it. First of all, I loved that iKON mirrored their concept on the movie Inception, which had a big focus on lucid dreaming and waking up. In the beginning and at the end of the performance, we see a spinning top, which was often referenced in the movie Inception. We can also see that on the stage, the buildings are distorted and lopsided. In one part of the performance, the street behind iKON actually lifts up, and during Bobby's rap verse, the camera focus is a bit blurry and almost distorted, which suggests that the members of iKON are inside of a dream. I absolutely loved the rearrangement of Inception. iKON kept the verses of Inception pretty similar to the original, but they drastically changed the chorus to something more hip-hop based to fit their style, and it worked really well in my opinion. Their swagger really got to come through in this choreography, and my favorite part was towards the end when iKON and the backup dancers form a really cool snake-like formation. The lighting turns red and the music slows down. I also noticed that you could really hear iKON singing live over the backtrack vocals numerous times throughout the performance, which I really appreciated. In all, I think the performance was super impactful and engaging from start to finish. The storyline was straightforward and easy to follow, and iKON really got to demonstrate their style in this performance. Plus, like I said, the arrangement of the song was just great. Kudos to Bobby for suggesting Inception.
나의 모래 eterno
So in first place, I have the Boyz with SF9's O Sole Mio, and to be honest y'all, I was blown away by their performance. Juyeon, Q, and Hyunjae actually met up with some members of ONEUS, Very Very, and ONF, or On and Off, I'm sorry y'all, I have no clue how to pronounce this group's name, who competed with them in Road to Kingdom. The Boyz asked the other groups what direction they should go in with this performance, and Hwangwoong from ONEUS actually suggested they stick with their Game of Thrones storyline since it's worked so well for them in the past. So for the performance, they ultimately decided to do something new by going with the tango version of O Sole Mio, the Red Wedding. If you're not familiar with Game of Thrones, the Red Wedding was actually a huge massacre that happened in the series in which the members of the Stark family are ambushed and murdered at a wedding by members of the Frey family. You can view the performance as the Boyz representing the Stark family and the women in red symbolizing their lovers who were killed. In Game of Thrones, Robb Stark's wife and unborn child were killed in front of him before he met his end. In the beginning, Juyeon and a woman in red are dancing in a birdcage before she collapses. The birdcage could symbolize a trap like the ambush or a trap that occurred in Game of Thrones, and at the end, the woman is lifted up in the air out of Juyeon's reach, maybe suggesting that she was killed. If you look at the lyrics of the arrangement, there's references to the loss of an eternal lover that the Boyz can't get over. We also see aisles of chairs, which reference seating at a wedding. I absolutely loved the Latin-inspired tango theme of the song arrangement and choreo. I really felt like I was watching a Latin musical. I think it was very unique and set the Boyz apart from the other competitors this week. The red and black styling also went really well with the Latin tango theme and the concept of the Red Wedding. I thought the choreography as a whole was amazing, but Juyeon's interactions with the female dancer really sold me on this performance. To me, the Boyz shooting crossbows at the sun at the end of the performance and the eclipse symbolizes the darkness that came over the land of Westeros in Game of Thrones after the Red Wedding massacre occurred. To sum things up, the performance was just breathtaking from start to finish, and I thought the concept of the Red Wedding was genius and just very well executed. If you ask me, the Boyz have really been the concept kings so far in this season of Kingdom. So that's it for my ranking of this week's episode of Kingdom Legendary War. It looks like the stage budget issue has been resolved with Mnet, and I can't wait until next week to see the other groups perform. So do you agree or disagree with my rankings? Comment your rankings below and talk about which performance was your favorite and why. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you liked this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more Kingdom content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!
Like you.